Good morning. Good morning. All right, mamas. Today we're talking about something that hits every woman who's ever been called by God to build anything: business, leadership, ministry, legacy, but especially you moms building in the middle of motherhood. So if fear has been keeping you quiet, if you've been shrinking back, if you've ever questioned whether God really is meant to call someone like you, then this is your reminder that you are still called. Y'all, before we start, drop your name and where you're from in the chat so that I can talk with you and not at you. Love to see where all of our moms are tuning in from. Will you drop your name and where you're tuning in from in the chat? Because I want to talk with you, not at you. If you already know fear has been keeping you smaller than God intended, drop a 1 in the chat. If you're ready for honesty today, will you type me in the chat? We're going to invite a few other folks on because, friends, this is something that we all need to be reminded of sometimes. Let's talk about playing small. Not the cute, humble kind of small, but the kind that steals impact. Playing small feels safe. It feels wise even sometimes. But truthfully, it's not responsible. It limits what God can do through you. It limits who he can reach through you. It limits the rooms he wants you in. It limits the women he wants you to help. If you've ever chosen safe over called, drop a 1 so that I know I'm talking to the right group of people. Will you drop a 1 if you've ever chosen safe over called? Scripture says, "For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." That comes from 2 Timothy 1:7. Fear is never the voice of wisdom. It's the voice of limitation. Am I right? Let's talk about how fear disguises itself as wisdom. It doesn't walk in the room saying, "Hey, I'm fear." Fear says, "This isn't the right time. You need to be more prepared. Wait until life slows down." It might even say, "Don't say that. People are going to misunderstand you." I've believed all of these myself at some point. And the sound wise, mature, reasonable, but they're not. They're rooted in fear, not in faith. Tell me honestly, which version of fear shows up for you? Timing, readiness, approval? Drop a 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. Tell me honestly which version of fear shows up for you. Over the last 18 months, God has been walking me through this very deeply. I've built out a life-changing coaching program for women to step into their God-given purpose. But I didn't invite anyone in for way too long. Since my launch, I have let fear convince me that the program wasn't ready. And the truth, I was just protecting myself, or trying to. I was actually shrinking myself and hurting myself in the process. We're going to invite a few more folks into the room here. This is good here. Y'all are going to want to tune in. So Ruby, hey, thanks for joining. Y'all come into the room. We're talking about how to stop playing small and start walking in our purpose. Personally, over the last 18 months, I hurt myself, as I mentioned, right? Because I was playing small, shrinking back. And that's not protection, right? I'm not protecting myself in that situation. In fact, I was hurting myself. I got on with a low battery. That's a problem. But maybe we'll survive 30 minutes. If not, I'll have to find a battery pack. The fruit of obedience, right? Our confidence is grown through consistently being obedient. When God asks you to show up and speak up, to teach or build or launch or share, and you do it scared, you actually build a spiritual muscle. That's why Legacy Builders has been such a blessing to me, because I needed my own mentorship. I needed accountability. I needed to walk with other women who were taking those bold steps too, instead of doing it in the dark and by myself. If you know you've been trying to do this alone, will you drop me in the chat? Give me some love. Let me know I'm not the only one who's done this before. Community will really change everything. Friends, God never once asked us to be perfect. He's only asked us to be obedient. So how can we take a bold step forward? Let's bring this back home. If you've been shrinking, playing small, or holding back, what is the one bold step God's nudging you to take? We're not talking about 10 steps, not the whole plan. One step. What is one bold step that God's been nudging you to take? Will you share that with us in the chat? Okay, here's some examples. Have you been holding back from recording that video? Posting the content? Sharing the offer? What about joining a community? Maybe you have one in mind, but you're like, oh, I'm not real sure I'm going to fit in over there. Or sending an email. Or starting the blueprint. Maybe you've got the blueprint and you're just holding on to it and you haven't taken action. Well, if you're ready to stop shrinking and start shining, will you say I'm ready in the chat? If you want clarity on the next bold stop, drop a 1 and let's get into the next bold step together. If you know God is calling you to show up differently, if you're tired of playing small, and if you want a simple faith-led framework to build your business with intention, drop called in the chat. I'm going to send you my free 2-hour Workday Blueprint. This is the exact one that I'm using and I'm teaching others to use. It's designed for moms, for busy women, for anyone who's building with faith. Drop comment in the chat if you want your copy. And I'm going to drop a QR code here to make it easier for you guys. There we go. Just scan that QR code right there up in the corner to go grab yours. Here's what's going to happen. When you put in growth.tiffanieteel.com, okay, it's going to ask for your email address. You're going to drop your email address, and then I'm going to send that blueprint straight to your inbox. You're going to get it within 5 minutes. Unless you use this little orange box in the corner here. I'm sorry, I can't even see my own finger. That corner right there. If you drop it there, it's going to take a little bit longer, maybe an hour for me to get that over to you. But here's what's going to happen. you're going to get that email, and that email is going to explain exactly what I did to start digital marketing. Okay. It's going to break down that 2-hour workday process for you. If you want to know more about what's in that process and that breakdown, I have other videos that explain it, or we can get into it here. I'm more than happy to share here if y'all want to get into conversation with me. But until I know who's here and what you need from me so that I can help you make some decisions around that journey yourself, then I don't really know what your questions are. So you got to show up and actually tell me you're here and what you need to know. Right? Y'all, I have a gnat that's been gnatting me all morning, and I just got it. Let me remind you that playing small might feel safe, but obedience is actually where confidence grows. God doesn't call the most qualified. He actually qualifies the willing. Can I repeat that? Come in the room. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're listening. God doesn't call the most qualified. He qualifies the willing. So are you going to be willing today to take that next step? Maybe it's the first step. Maybe it's your second step. But what are you going to do next to create freedom for yourself and your family? Right? You're not behind. If this season feels heavy, let me remind you, you are not behind. You're actually just becoming. That means you're being prepared. And today, if you took one more step into who God created you to be, how would you feel tomorrow? Here's how I like to look at it, okay? If I can improve by 1% today, in 90 days, I'll be 90% better than I am right now. So is it worth putting in that effort today and being consistent for 90 days so that I can become 90% better? Let's use these interactions as an example. Let me see, where's my calendar? We're going to talk about this. I'm going to look for something over here real quick. I've been going live now since October 15th. So if it is November the 21st, let's see what that looks like. 31 days in October plus 21, that's 51, 52, 53 days. Now, mind you, I only go live Monday through Friday. So if we take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we take out 10 days. I've gone live 43 times. Okay, that is not me showing up to toot my own horn. Okay, I'm just simply using this as a breakdown. I'm 43 days better, 43% better than I was 53 days ago at this process. Y'all, when I started, I was not very good. I don't even think I'm very good right now. But I'm more comfortable. I'm becoming more confident because confidence is bred through obedience. So what is one more step you can do right now to be more like the person God created you to be? Did he call you to show up and serve someone? And when you don't show up, they miss out on what you were meant to do for them, what you were designed to help them do? What is this? I don't know what that is. So really, at the end of the day, I just want you guys to remember, just remember that you've been called, okay? This is not the space where you're going to get me to tell you that you need to change who you are. This is the space where I encourage you that God created you exactly who you are supposed to be. So you're not behind. You're not becoming. If this strengthened you today, will you share it with another mama who needs to hear that she is still called? I really want to say thank you for being here. It's important to me that you guys know that I will show up every day, Monday through Friday. I'm here to support you in the journey that you're on, whether it is a purpose journey, whether you are here looking to build freedom for your family. Like, I'm here to support you. I'm sharing all that I've learned with you in this space, and also building it over in long form content on the YT. And you can go to the LINKMIBIO to grab that blueprint, or drop called in the chat and I'll send it over to you. Okay. I'll send you exactly what you need. And I just look forward to connecting and serving you with the details and information that you need to take that next step. Okay. So thanks for being here, friends. I'm going to go pick up my kiddo from carpool and enjoy a weekend of being a mom. Let's get ready for a wonderful Thanksgiving week, and I will see you again next Monday. Have a good one.